Hi, this is Rachelle with Scrapcraftastic, and I am back to work on my Standard Traveler's Notebook. So this is the one that I picked up. It's a Moterm, standard size. This is the black, and I think they have two other colors last time I checked. I will link to this in the description box below. It also comes with 3 inserts. It comes with this pocket with the business cards. It has an extra band in here, or an extra elastic, a jump band, a charm, and it has this brown thread or string that I'm not sure what the string is for. At first I thought it had something to do with the charm, only because it was inside with the charm, but now I think maybe it's some type of string to make your own page mark with. I just wanted to test that, because no, I don't think that would work either. I'm not sure what the string is for. I checked the listing to see if I could find anything about it, but I didn't see anything. Or it could be to sew your own signatures, because it's a flat thread. 1, 2. It's possible that it could be for sewing a signature, because it does feel like that type of thread. It feels like it's waxed. So maybe that, I don't know. So let's put that back. Now, if you don't want to make your own inserts, or if that's a little bit too much for you, Moterm does have inserts that are somewhat reasonably priced. And I think they have pretty good quality paper. I didn't mention the paper previously, but I think this is like 24, 28 pound paper in these. It is that cream color that I don't really care for that much. I think I'll leave this one in here, but they are nice quality notebooks, and the covers are really, really strong. This is some type of chipboard. I think it's not just cardstock. It's some type of heavyweight chipboard. Okay, so I mentioned previously that I would probably take one of these inserts out. Well, I don't know. I kind of like the grid, even though it is on the cream paper. So maybe I'll take the lined and the blank out, even though I like the blank in case I want to draw something. I'm not a fan of lined paper, so I guess this would be the best one to take out for now. And what I have here, I think I'm still gonna have to take something else out. Ooh, it might have to be this. This is the release paper notebook from the Travelers Company, so that I can take my leftover random stickers and put them in here and always have some stickers with this. This does not have a pocket on the covers like a lot of planners or Travelers notebooks do. So there is that. It's just the plain simple leather, but it comes with this pocket, so that kind of makes up for it. And you also have these little card slots. All right, so that's pretty much everything that we went over in the previous video. I'll link to that video in the iCard up above. This, I saw on the photo that it was on the front cover. I don't care for that being on my cover, and I put it on the back. Here, I slid it on here. I think that's better. The only issue is this little part here that sticks up. Is that damaging my notebook? It could be. So I don't know how I want to handle this, because I feel like putting it on the leather is going to mar the leather, maybe. I don't know. I definitely don't want it on the front. Let's put it on here and see what happens. And I'm putting it up with this part on the back, so if anything gets, I think it'll be okay with this little piece sticking up. I'm already scratching it up. I see scratches already. Wow. Okay. It's totally scratched up. Anywho, there is that. I still have to take this out and redo this. Ooh, that means I'm gonna have to cut it to get this off. Or maybe not. Can we just feed this back through the hole? All right, I'll deal with that later on my own time. Okay, that reduces a little of the bulk. So let's go through. Ooh, it's got all over the paper. So the dye is coming off. Where's a scrap piece of paper? Let's see. Look at that. That's not good. Let's get a clean spot on the paper. You see that spot right there is clean. And I'm just rubbing this on. I don't like that. And look at that. Wow. I wonder if the browns do that. All right, I'll have to figure out what I can do to alleviate that problem. So now I've got a dirty piece of paper. My inserts are dirty. Oh, it comes right off with the eraser though. Interesting. Well, it mostly comes off. Did it get on this one? So it's like it's coated in ink or something. I'm gonna test and see what I can put on it to get rid of that. I still like it. I just have to be careful what I put it on. And I had the same, well, not as extreme as this, but I did have that same issue with the Raven leather from MLG & Co. I can't put it like up against another planner that's not black because the black seeps into whatever it's next to. So whatever dye is used to dye that leather, it seeps or creeps or however you want to call it. All right. So this is what I got going on here. The May printable planner inserts are live for Scrap Craftastic, Patron, Elites, and Unlimited. These come in a variety of different sizes, and I'll put a list of all the different sizes that are available to patrons. So since I have May already, I'm going to put this in here. I'm not sure if I'll be continuing with this. I want to, but I don't know how that's going to work with the Traveler's Notebook, because technically I could do everything in the Traveler's Notebook. Do I want to leave this here? I think I do. But I'm going to go ahead and put May in here. And let's see, I'll go ahead and put the tab on while I'm thinking of it. I did make these tabs. If you want to know how I did them, they are laminated, if you can see that. If you want to know how I did it, I will link to the video in the iCard up above so you can see how it's done. And let's see. I'm going to put this. Do I want to keep them lined up? I think so. So all the way to the top. Like so. One thing about using the Traveler's Notebook with inserts like this is I just don't feel like I can keep a whole year of weeklies or even 6 months of weeklies in my TN unless I'm using a lightweight paper like Tomoe River or something like that. But I know a lot of people love that paper. It's okay, but I'm not that big of a fan of that paper. So I prefer my 32-pound paper, even though I know it's probably a little extra and overkill sometimes. I do prefer it. So this I did off camera using my long arm stapler, which I want to invest in another stapler for inserts. I actually had ordered one from Amazon and it never showed up, so I had to get a refund. But I think it's called the Boss Stitch stapler. I'll link to that one too if you want to check it out. I think it is probably better for stapling inserts like this. Usually I would say 10 pages is what my stapler would be able to handle in the staples that I use. This is, I think, 13 pages, and it did work. It's 32-pound paper. It barely cleared the paper. I don't have a cardstock cover. It's all just paper. So it does work. I feel like if I'd put the cardstock cover on this, the staples would not have been able to fold over. And I don't think I could get many more pages. But this is the full year of monthlies. I didn't really need January, February, and March, but I stuck them in here anyway. I may go back and back plan, as they say, and fill those in, but the whole year is here for me to use as I see fit. Now, I know I'm going all over the place this year with my planning, but I'm just trying to find something that's going to keep me interested and motivated. So originally I started out with a body book where I could track health, fitness, all those things. And I went back and forth with that earlier in the year. Then I decided, okay, I'm not going to do a body book. I'll link to videos if I can find them where I was setting one up or discussing it. But I did away with that. And I started doing body book things in my everyday planner. I really don't like that, but I did it. So here, I made a single column Monday through Sunday for the week. And sometimes I used it, sometimes I didn't. Like here, I didn't really use it while I had an appointment. I put when I walked. I used it here. But to me, I don't know. It's just not everything in one place, you know? So that means if I need to go back and look for something, I got to flip through everything to get to it. This is where I started April. I don't think I've even shown this yet. I started April. Love it so much. This is the kit from Let's Get Planned for April. And then I skipped these pages. I can't remember why. And I did this spread with the purples for Sarcoidosis Awareness Month. And then I did this spread for the eclipse. This digital is available for free. I linked to it on the community tab. You can find it in the Facebook group. And if you're a patron, you can find the link in the post there. But it is still available. But yeah, so I mean, I guess I do kind of like this. And I did go ahead and do my layouts for the rest of the month in here. So I'm not sure I want to give this up yet. I just kind of want to see. But I also don't want to do double and triple the planning either. Same thing with my PR and social media planner. I already started April. Okay, so this is one of the digital dashboards that is available to the Craft Lab Techs, which are the YouTube channel members. If you would like to become a member, the join button is underneath this video. If you don't see that, there is a link in the description box below that you can click to join or find out more about joining. I decided to stop decorating the title pages because if I print my dashboard on acetate, then I don't need to decorate it because it looks nice just like that. So anywho, so then I set up my April perks page, my ideas page, the calendar. I did a little decorating, and I am going to try and use my Tombos a lot more. So these are the two I'm using for April across the board. This is 850 and 62. So those, and the washi tape is Simply Gilded. The florals are florals that I created. They're available to Scrap Craftastic patrons. I think I showed them already. I've already punched them to get them ready, but these are the florals, the yellows. And then we have the blues and purpley colors. Also, I know I'm a little bit behind with the Dollar Tree planner, and the most recent prompt is layers. I have the idea in my head of what I want to create. I just have to sit down and create it. And like I said, I know I'm late. So that's the monthly. Then I did the first week in kind of like a pink and yellow lemonade theme with those same florals. Washi tape from Simply Gilded. Boxes as well. And then this is the week of the 8th through the 14th with a little hint at the eclipse. And that is as far as I think I got with this. Yeah. So what I'm trying to do, I don't like to do this, but what I'm doing is kind of getting as ahead as I can with some of the planning. I think just trying to wait week to week to week to do it is a little draining, but then I like doing it that way because when I get sudden inspiration or ideas, I still have that week to do, so I can do it for that week. So I don't know. I'm figuring all of that out. However, I really like this spread. I need to use it. So I'm not sure how I'm going to handle this. This all started with me talking about the body book. I think I can use this as somewhat of a body book because I keep finding myself wanting to write certain things down, but I don't want to just write it in my weekly setup in my everyday planner, because again, all of that's going to get lost with everything else that I'm keeping track of there. So hopefully this will be the answer. I'm not saying it's going to be 100% body book, but when I put this together, I was thinking I can use this as my body book. Okay, so there's that. I have some dot grid paper here. It's just plain dot grid that I printed double-sided, same papers. I can still see the smudge from the notebook cover. And then these are the printable inserts that are available to Patron Elites and Unlimited for April. So I printed the April horizontal version. It also is available as vertical, but I thought horizontal would work for me here. And then this is May. So since I had both, I went ahead and printed them. Okay, so the way I made this notebook is a little different than what I normally do. I kind of took a shortcut because I wasn't sure that the staples were going to go all the way through, and I didn't want to go through all that folding if the staples weren't going to work. So I'm going to show you my little hack that I did. Let's start with April. Put May and the dot grid over there. So we're going to make the notebook. And I've decided that I don't want to put covers on these monthlies. So I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to take the outside paper and fold it in half as neatly as I can. Now I do have saddle stitch templates. That's what this is called when you staple the pages together. It's called saddle stitching. I do have a template. I used to like to use the templates when I was making multiple inserts to keep everything the same. I'm not going to worry about it here because these will probably not stay in the notebooks. I'm not putting fancy covers on them or anything like that. So yeah, the only thing that I folded was, I guess I better make the crease good so I can see it, was this top page. All right, then I'm putting it back in place. Let's make sure that everything is going in the right direction. Then I guess I could go ahead and kind of put a mark where I want the staple to go to kind of keep it consistent. All right, so we're going to use that folded line to help line up the stapler. Now you have to know your stapler, know where the staples come out to align it up as best as you can with that staple falling on the fold. So let's see what we can do. And I probably need to clip this together. I think I better. I didn't have those kind of issues when I did this with the monthlies, with the paper slipping. That's what I mean by issues, but this seems like it wants to slip and slide a little bit. So let's just make sure it doesn't. So I don't have a lot of room to wiggle here. Now this has a guide also where you can kind of adjust it so that your staple will fall in the right place as well. So I'm just making sure that I got the paper up against that guide as best as I can and staple. So I'm a little past where my dot is. Let's just slide it down. All right. So that was fairly painless. It's only one page is folded. So you see that page is folded, the outside, because we needed the guide. This is not. So what I did while sitting here watching a show was just sit here and fold these pages over. They're already stapled, so it's pretty much lined up the way it's going to be. Okay, and in this case there's only 4 sheets of paper, so it's not that hard to do. Then I did the same thing coming from the back. I don't think I need to do the coming from the back this time, because with this, because it's so thick, you can see it's pretty thick compared to this, right? Because it was so thick, I needed to make sure to reinforce that fold. I think we're good here. I only have to do it from the front. Now that looks like it wants to tear a little bit. So let's see. I'm going to do it anyway because it looks like it's pulling on the staple. All right. And let's go ahead and do May, and then we'll trim them down from there. So take the top page, fold it. Nice, good fold on there. Put it back in place. Make sure it's all going in the right direction. Clip it together. I'm going to clip opposite ends this time. Let's make my little dots, even though it's not really necessary. If you're using a template, this is when you would mark it with the template. Okay. Let's do this. Okay. Let's take these off. I think we're done with the stapler. Maybe I should have started from the back this time. So I didn't line that up very well. Let's reline it. Okay, so this is probably not the ideal way to do it, but this is kind of like cheating a little bit without folding it first, but I don't know, it works for me. Okay, so now to trim this. Standard traveler's notebooks are 4.33 inches wide. Now there's no 4.33 on this ruler, so I can either do 4 1/4, which is here, or 4.375, which is here. I will probably do 4.375, so I'm going to go ahead and measure that out just to be consistent. I think I did something a little smaller. What am I doing? With the other one, trying to get it at exactly 4.33. I could also just take the notebooks out and measure. Let's see, where's the one that I took out? That's just about right, actually. It's a little bit wider, but we're not gonna sweat it. So these are 4.33 by 8.25, which means the marks here show where I would cut off 1/8 of an inch at the top and 1/8 of an inch at the bottom. Now you don't necessarily have to do that. Let's see. But if you want them the same size, then you would do it. I'm gonna just put a little tick mark on this side because this is gonna get cut off. All right, so my mat's not very big, my cutting mat, but that's fine. This one is from the Dollar Tree. So, and if you're not cutting a lot or bigger things, then this works fine. All right. You need some type of blade to do this. You can use an X-Acto knife. I'm using a box cutter from Home Depot. Whatever you have, that works. You need a metal edge on your ruler. This ruler has a metal rod. I don't normally like cutting with this ruler, but since I started today with it, I'm going to keep using it. Maybe. It does slide. I don't like that. Also, I'm cutting this wrong. I should have had the ruler on this side of the paper to protect the part that I want to keep in case I had an accident and the blade cut over. If I'd had the ruler on this side and cut like this, then if I had an accident with the blade or it wiggled or whatever, it would have been on this part, which is the part that is being discarded. So don't do like I just did. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and cut off the 1/8 inch at the bottom and then at the top. Okay, and it's easier if you're cutting from the folded side. See there? Okay. Now, I'm going to show you what happens when you don't cut from the folded side. Is this 8.25? Did I put the mark in the right place? Now, these inserts do come with trim marks. However, if your printer does not print borderless, meaning all the way to the edge, some of the trim mark might be cut off. And I never print these borderless. So I have to measure a little bit just to make sure that I'm cutting in the right place. With smaller inserts, you don't have to worry about that because the crop marks or the cut lines do not get cut off like this. It's only because the cut lines are outside. See? Okay. Let me finish a thought at a time. It's only because this is larger and the cut lines are outside of the print area for the printer if your printer does not print borderless. This is why I say it's better to cut with the fold at the top versus the open part of the notebook at the top. See how these little pieces lift up and kind of get in the way? And yeah, they just keep popping up and being a nuisance. So, and then I can't tell if I've cut everything because they're in the way. It's a sloppier cut. It's not as clean. I don't know if you can see that. It's just not clean. Where here, it's nice and clean. This is jagged. Okay. Let's see if I can clean it up with the scissors. Probably make a bigger mess. All right. So that's May. Simple. Okay. Maybe I should do traveler's notebooks 3 months at a time. Because this just seems like such a little thing. I'll figure it out. I'm going to use this, since we already got it out, as my guide to cut this. Let's do it the right way this time. Okay. See, I have the ruler on top of the part that I want to protect. Okay. Now I'll go ahead and cut top and bottom pieces off. My ruler slid that time, but I still got a pretty clean cut. All right, let's do this here. All right, now let me show you what I should be using. So if you have a metal ruler like this, I even think they have these at Walmart. I think they're 12-inch at Walmart. I'm not sure. They might have metal rulers at the Dollar Tree too. This is my metal ruler, pretty old, ancient. But it has the cork backing. This keeps it from sliding. You can also use masking tape. It doesn't work as well as the cork, but you can use cork. And I've been told that you can buy the cork from Dollar Tree if your ruler doesn't have that, and stick it on your ruler. For some reason, this is my favorite, but because it's an 18-inch ruler, it's kind of difficult to work with in the space that I have right here when I'm filming. But I like it because it's nice and thin. All the metal rulers that I've picked up since have not been quite so thin. Like this one, it's thicker, and it just, I don't know. I don't feel like I have as much control as I do with this one. Or maybe it's just because I'm used to this because I've had it for forever. Who knows? But if you're getting a metal ruler, make sure it has a cork backing if you can. If not, try masking tape. It helps with the sliding. And when you're holding things down like this, these Tim Holtz rulers, they're great. I love the Tim Holtz rulers. This is like my third one. But I don't think they're for cutting a lot. I mean, if you're doing something simple, quick, and easy like this, yeah. But if you're going to just be constantly cutting, I think you need a metal ruler. Just my opinion. All right. So we have April and May. I know what I need. I need one of those clear covers from, what's the name of it? Lauren Phelps Designs, that you can put multiple things in the cover, and the cover holds multiple notebooks. As soon as I finish this video, I'm going to get on that website and see what I can find. All right. So we got this. After I figure out how to clean off this notebook, maybe if I just polish the whole thing off, it'll be better. Anybody have any tips on how to alleviate that with this leather? Let me know. It doesn't appear to cause any harm to the notebooks. These notebooks were in here when when this came in the mail, so I don't think they cause any harm, that, you know, that they got any color on them. So anyhow, all right, so for 2024, I'm gonna put that on this empty string right here. That's gonna be sticking out. And then April, all right, let's take this out. Out with the grid. Oh, I didn't do my own dot grid. We'll do that next time. So that's April. And maybe it is dirtying up my folders. Let's do a color test. I might be ruining that. I think it comes off a little bit, but not a lot. I don't want to send it back because I like it. So I don't know what to do about that. I guess I could use the other jump band, but I really don't want to do that yet. All three notebooks are out. I'm putting the grid back in. Let's get the jump band out. I'm seeing what is on what band. So I'm going to put a jump band here. And then I'm going to put this on this band. So I'll have the notebook right there in the front. This is problematic. It keeps getting caught on the pen loop. So maybe I should put the pen loop in the front. I think the ink is getting on my hands. I need a solution for the bleeding dye on this notebook. Anybody know anything? Please let me know in the comments. All right, so we got April, May in here. I still need to do my dot grid pages. But let's work with what we got for now. We got the grid notebook. See that beige color? That cream color is really off-putting to me. So that is it. That's how you do the inserts for your traveler's notebook. Let me know in the comments if you are testing out one of these Moterm notebooks and what color are you getting, or what color are you interested in getting? Let me know. So ideally, I could use this as my everyday planner, my body book, and my PR and social media planner, because I could have a notebook for each one. But I'm not sure I'm ready to give up the systems that I'm already using. Even though from time to time I get bored, when the inspiration does hit, I like to use those. So I don't know. If anybody has any suggestions on that, let me know in the comments below. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, found it helpful. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, and you may be interested in this other video. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.